Welcome to the Politic educational channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Greed is defined as an excessive desire for wealth or food. Why food? Well, throughout most of human history, greed was a survival tool. Back in the year 900, greed was something that was still very necessary for most people. If you did not hoard turnips or rice or whatever commodity, your family would starve come winter. For most of human existence, food was the measure of how well you were doing. That is why the dictionary lists food. But what happens when there is enough for everybody? Sadly, greed does not then disappear. It is simply too rooted in the hard wiring of our brains after eons of needing it to survive. In the modern world of today, however, greed causes nothing but harm. Human greed is destroying the environment, straining societal cohesion, and endangering the very future of the human race. As a species, we have evolved to a point where greed is not only unnecessary, but completely harmful and counterproductive. Can greed be overcome? Yes, but it's tremendously difficult. Altering any human nature is always tremendously difficult, but not impossible. We need to keep in mind the terrible harm greed causes to our world, and as decent people, cooperate, put aside our differences, and improve on today. Only through conscious effort can we overcome our greed. The question becomes, will you? I'm a well-traveled former Canadian Armed Forces demolitions engineer. Without doubt, greed is the single greatest threat to people that I have witnessed. Racism and jealousy are tied at a distant second. People justify their greed in a multitude of ways, none of which can be effectively defended if it's put to serious debate. The problem is that after losing that debate, people will still walk away clinging to their belief that the greed they carry is not only acceptable, but somehow morally correct. Human beings are strange creatures, to be sure. Belief trumps reason far too often. So I will leave you with one last thing to think about, and perhaps you will come around to a better way of behaving. Here it is. Human beings are the only species on the planet who will knowingly and in good conscience harm their own future and that of their offspring. All other forms of life seek not only to survive, but in fact to thrive. We humans are the only ones who will willingly choose harm over benefit. So in the next election cycle for your area, I urge two things. First, become a well-informed voter. And then when you get to the ballot box, exercise your right to vote, hopefully choosing benefit instead of harm.